The definition of genres varies greatly depending on who you ask. Because you are in my class, these are the definitions I would like you to use. First, we have young adult fiction, a fictitious story about an adolescent, typically a coming-of-age story. These stories are meant to be read by young adults, but can also be read by adults. Famous stories in this genre include the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling, The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, the Hunger Games trilogy by Suzanne Collins, or The Giver by Lois Lowry. Next, we have science fiction and fantasy. Often grouped together, these genres depict the unrealistic. Typically, science fiction tells a tale using scientific wording to make the science sound plausible, whereas fantasy uses mystical beasts, for example dragons, to add to the storyline. Famous stories in this genre include the Lord of the Rings trilogy by J.R.R. Tolkien, War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells, I, Robot by Isaac Asimov, or the Inheritance Cycle series by Christopher Paolini, otherwise known as Eragon. Thirdly, I'll describe historical fiction. Not to be confused with actual historic texts, historical fiction depicts the past through created stories. While the events in the stories did not actually happen, the time period is depicted accurately, and the story may contain some historical figures. Famous stories of this genre include The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne, To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell, or Number the Stars by Lois Lowry. Lastly, let's talk about American literature. The stories in this genre are typically written by an American author, are set in America, and have some sort of American historical context. Famous stories in this genre are Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck, The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain, or One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest by Ken Kesey.